What's up YouTube, Pokeprimer here, ready to deliver you an update for the PFL here on the channel. We are currently sitting at 2-2 in the PFL this season, and before we head into week 5 and get that match taken care of, we had a trade proposed to us that was really intriguing. And it was for our Tier 4 Dusclaw, or Dusknoir. They requested our Tier 4 Dusknoir, and they told me that there was a solidly reliable substitute for that Dusknoir available still in free agency. So I had to think about it for a little bit, but I ended up deciding that it was worth. So we do trade our Dusknoir we traded Dusknoir to... Who did we trade Incineroar? Or who did we trade the Dusknoir to? We traded... Okay, so... It was a three-way trade. It was between me, Jeremy and the LA Lapras, and Donald and the Golden State Wartortles. We gave Donald the Dusknoir, whom he then gave to Jeremy. Jeremy gave Donald the Incineroar, and in return, Donald then gave us Bam Bam the Darmanitan. Now, we have used Bam Bam the Darmanitan in this league before. We actually picked it up after trying a season with like a memeish team, and it actually started to help us pick up some wins because we actually were winless at that point in the season. No surprise there. We picked up one win with the meme team, but we picked up this Darmanitan here, and it's really fucking dope. Because Darmanitan is just awesome. Right? It's an awesome Pokemon because it hits so hard. That base 140 attack plus Sheer Force allows it to absolutely nuke things with like Flare Blitz and Rock Slide and things like that. And with its really high HP stat, it can absorb a lot of recoil. That's what makes Darmanitan so good. 95 speed is not the best. I wish it was I wish it was at least over the base 100 hump. But I can't really complain too much when this thing's OHKOing Mons that it's OHKOing a lot of Mons to try to switch into it, which is really fun to watch. I love seeing things get OHKO'd by Darmanitan. It's just a fun thing to see. It's an enjoyable experience. So we picked up Darmanitan, and now at this point we have, number one, we have too many points spent because Darmanitan is a tier 3 Mon and Dusknoir is a tier 4, so we're replacing the two. We're at minus 40 points. So to get those 40 points back, we have to downgrade a tier 3 Mon to a tier 4 at best. And we do have another fire type on our team, being Emboar. Now Emboar, I feel, is kind of like a weaker, poor man's version of Darmanitan. Because I'm trying to think of how to word this properly. It's a poor man's version of Darmanitan because it gets Reckless to boost its damage. Sheer Force does 1.3 times boost, and Reckless does 1.2. So not only is it not Flare Blitzing as hard, it's only got 123 physical attack, so it's not Flare Blitzing nearly as hard as Darmanitan can. Which spamming Flare Blitz is important. Plus, its extreme lack of speed makes it a really, really difficult Mon to bring because, yeah, it has some decent natural bulk, but at the same time, its defensive stats aren't much better. Like, it's just an extra 5 HP and 10 in each defensive stat, which isn't really much better than Darmanitan, and it gains the fighting typing, which at the same time is great, but not perfect. We actually don't have stab fighting on our team anymore. That's unfortunate. But, That's fine. We'll figure out the stab fighting issue somehow, some way. But Embor is out here chilling now. We just kind of didn't really want to wall-breaking fire types, and Darmanitan just does the job better. So we are dropping Embor and picking up a replacement ghost type in the form of Toss Me the Dusclops. Now, there's a couple of things that I like about There's a couple things I like about Dusclops and a couple things I don't like about Dusclops. And realistically, probably you're going to drop this for week 6, but that's just me. Are there any good fighting types still sitting around in Tier 4 that I can maybe scoop? That'd be worth my time. Ooh, that's looking clean. Ooh, that's looking kind of clean. Hold up. I'm actually kind of a fan of some of these fighting types hanging out down here. Let me tell you something, buddy. Yeet. Must be way too many Tier 5s on my team, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Less Tier 5s, please, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, less Tier 5s. But, with Eviolite, this thing is actually bulkier than Dust and Wire ever was. So that's cool. But at the same time, it needs the Eviolite to be that bulky. It can still be bulky without it, don't get me wrong. It can be. But it still needs the Eviolite to be the bulkiest it can be. And that pretty much baits so many things to just run knockoff extra, and then it kind of starts crippling it. And it's not that great of a Pokemon. So this is definitely like just a temporary placeholder, I'll be completely honest. Don't expect to bring Dusclops, but at least it's something to fill the spot for now. Until we replace it with something new and shiny. More than likely a fighting type. So, yeah. But for now, we have Dusclops on the team. So say hello to Dusclops. He is chilling here for now. I call him Toss Me because, fun fact, you know, well, it's a fun little reference to the Pokemon anime. In the fact that Ash tried to use Seismic Toss with his Charizard on, I think it was Brandon, the Battle Pyramid Frontier Brains Dusclops, and it went about as well as you would have expected it to. Fun fact, it didn't go anywhere at all. So, yeah, he crashes himself into the ground, and then the Dusclops just kind of doesn't give a shit. So I call my Dusclops as Toss Me. So, yeah. But that is going to be it for this little update for the PFL. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I am Pokeprimer, signing off. Peace.